Oh, yeah. That was good. We're doing that tonight. That's the closing song. I actually have the track. We're going to, so. Check 1, 2. Welcome everyone, Chag Sameach, a happy Purim. So wonderful to see people in the clothes they wear every day outside of temple. I love it. So we have a lot of moving parts tonight, but I know we're going to do this with aplomb and it's going to be wonderful. So the way it's going to work is, and I'll explain a little bit more after, we're going to do some of our Shabbat service, and in the middle, we're going to call everybody who's going to be in our spiel to the stage. And the spiel is a play, and I'll explain a little bit right now what we're going to be doing tonight. So Purim is a joyous holiday commemorating the story of Esther and Mordechai, who saved the Jewish people from annihilation in ancient Persia, as recounted in the book of Esther. Haman, now here's the thing. When you hear Haman's name tonight, there he is, we hired an A1 actor, A-list actor. Bruce is Haman. Now, after tonight, you don't have to boo Bruce. Just Bruce is Haman. When you're going to hear his name tonight, it's customary to make noise, to boo. We have groggers up front. So what we'll do is, when we call everybody up for the spiel in the middle, please also come get a grogger. A grogger is kind of something that makes noise. Haman, enraged by Mordecai's refusal to bow to him, convinced the king to issue a decree for the destruction of the Jewish people on a date chosen by drawing lots, hence the name Purim, meaning lots. Esther, risking her own life, revealed her Jewish identity to the king and pleaded for her people. The king revoked Haman's decree, and the Jews were saved, thank goodness. There are 4 main mitzvot, or commandments, we're commanded to do on Purim. Number 1 here, the story of Esther, the Megillah, or a description of the story, which we're going to do tonight. Giving to the poor, sending food parcels called mishloach manot, and having a festive meal, the Sudah. Because Esther does not disclose her Jewishness to King Ahasuerus or Haman, and Haman conceals his plot to kill Mordecai, we wear costumes to keep who we are in secrecy. We also use the grogger or other noisemakers to drown out Haman's name whenever it is mentioned in the Megillah. So once we have our groggers, we'll do one little test run. Everyone's going to do their grogger, okay? But right now, we are going to begin our Shabbat portion of Shabbat Purim. We're going to begin on page 369 with one of the top 10 Purim songs. I think there's only 10 of them. So we're gonna try this. It's on page 369. It's called Chag Purim. So I'll make sure everyone can turn to the page 369, and we will sing Chag Purim. Okay, and I myself will get turned to the page. All right, here we go. Top of the page, everybody. Chag Purim, Chag Purim, Chag Gadol Ha'ayitim, Masechot Rashanim, Smirot Frichudim, Havana Risha, Rash, 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 Havana Risha, Rash, 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 Havana Risha, Rash, 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 Bara Ashanim. One more time from the top. Chag Purim, Chag Purim, Chag Gadol Ha'ayitim, Masechot Rashanim, Smirot Frichudim. Everyone ready? Havana Risha. Yeah, Havana Risha, Rash, Rash, Rash. Havana Rosh Hashanim. Please turn to your neighbor and wish them not only a Shabbat Shalom, but a Chag Sameach, a happy Purim. We continue on page 9 in our prayer book, page 9. We'll read responsively, page 9. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others.
On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal.
So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. And now I'd like to call up B'nai, who will lead us in the blessings for our Shabbat candles. And we always remember that the middle candle signifies those who are hostages, who are not free, and we yearn for their freedom. Page 2.
O source of life and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which we live. Lead us to take the words that we shall speak, into our hearts and our lives. Blessed art thou who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead to us as acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'zivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you, B'nai. We'll continue on page 20 as we welcome the Sabbath bride with Chadodi, and the very last stanza, Bovi Shalom. We'll rise and face that way in our sanctuary as we welcome the Sabbath bride. So right now we will sing L'Chadodi on page 20, and I'll give you the signal when we're going to rise.
L'Chadodi likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi
open up the ark on page 28, the call to worship, Baruch Hu, page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Thank you, Yashar Chalak. You may be seated. We turn to page 31. And let's read middle of the page together. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hamariv aravim. We continue on the top of page 32 with the singing of Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachmenu, uvkumenu nasiach behukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem hayenu, ve'orek yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Ohev amo Yisrael.
Ahavat Olam, we sing of everlasting love that God offered us as the people of Israel. And then on page 33, we read responsively, middle of the page, the wonder of the Torah and how it enhances our lives. Middle of the page 33, responsively. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. Then this holiest of your works in the living language that gives it form. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. On page 34, if able, we rise, the words of the Shema, page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem
may be seated. We continue the top of page 36. We chant the V'ahavta together. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lektecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'chumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher otzetechem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. So just a word before we continue. Usually in our service, this would be the gateway to Michamocha, the Song of Exodus, and then Hashkivenu of Vishamru. We're going to do a little abbreviated version today only because we have a wonderful spiel prepared for you and wonderful actors that are being paid a lot of money, so we need to make sure that they all have green rooms backstage with green M&Ms and all that stuff, so we have to take care of them. But in lieu of a song of redemption, in lieu of Michamocha, we're going to do some blessings before our spiel. And the whole theme of tonight is redemption, that we were delivered from the atrocities of this Haman and we were saved. And we'll go over what to do again when we say Haman's name in a few moments. But just to let the purists know, there's a few prayers that we're not going to be doing tonight. So we are now going to continue on page 39, top of the page in the English. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Let's turn to page 43. And let's read about love, top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapurei suchat shalom, Aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. So friends, we'll move to page 46. And if you're able, please rise as we open the ark for the tefillah. Page 46. Adonai sifata tiftach Ufia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Page 48. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el, Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel chasadim tovim, v'konei hachol, v'zocher chastei avot v'imahot, u'mevi gula lifnei v'nechem, leman shemo bava, melech ozer u'moshiach u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'yitzrat Sarah. Top of 50. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah rav le'yoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalchel chaim v'chesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim verofech holim, umatir asurim, umechaye emunato lishene afar, micha mocha bal gevurot, umito melach, melech memit, umechaye umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman nata lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Page 52. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yalucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el HaKadosh. Thank you. You may be seated. Friends, we're going to take a few moments for silent prayer. When doing so, please be reflective. Let's think about our family, our friends, the people who came before us, and the unbroken chain of our people. A few minutes of silent devotion. So tonight is a special night as we celebrate Purim, and the schedule for the rest of our service is we're going to do our Purim spiel. I'll explain a little bit about that. And right after the spiel, we'll continue in our service, picking up with Mishaberak for healing, through the Aleinu, and through the Mourner's Kaddish. But right now, I am so happy to announce our spiel. Now, before we bring our actors up, just a little bit about this spiel. It's customary on Purim, as I mentioned at the beginning of the service, to either read from a scroll or an abridged version of the English of the Megillah, the story of Esther, or a spiel. A spiel is a play. And the good thing about this play is you know who to complain to if you don't like it, because I wrote it. And I also want to say we are so happy to have the creme de la creme of our congregation as actors, only because I asked who wanted to be part of the spiel. Now, if you really like it, next year we'll make a much bigger spiel and we'll include everyone who wants to be. But I hope, even if you're not in the spiel, the way we've set it up is everyone should have a few sheets. And on those sheets, the blessings we're going to do before and after the spiel, a little bit of a kind of a terminology, little terms from Purim at the bottom for you. And you'll notice song lyrics. Now, this is where you come in, folks. So everyone's involved. We're going to ask you to sing along to these lyrics. Again, all complaints straight to the rabbi. I wrote these parodies. So, I know you won't tell me if you don't like it because you have human compassion. But if you do, I am totally fine with that. So, what I'd like to do first is put on my spiel hat. You can't lead a spiel if you're not Mike Wazowski. So, I didn't feel it was appropriate to have this under the Shema, so that's my little thing. So what I'm going to do, everybody, I'm going to announce the actors in our spiel. And what they're going to do is they're going to actually come up to the bima, and they're going to sit up here with us. We have that's a little too dark for the shades. I don't know how the fawns did it all the time. Okay. So we can hold our applause to the end of the spiel. If we don't want to do Shabbat applauding, we can give them the silent golf clap. Playing narrator 1. And by the way, I'm not doing last names because in the vein of Cher or Charo, these actors, they deserve that kind of adulation, so only first names. Narrator 1, Wendy. Come on down. You're on the Spiel is Right. And by the way, please everybody, grab a grogger. Thanks, Marlene. A grogger is a noisemaker, and when you hear the name of Haman during the spiel, you make a lot of noise. We're trying to boo Haman, so his name is blotted out. Playing narrator number 2, Kate is a little under the weather tonight. She gives her best. I'm going to fill in for narrator number 2. I'm very nervous. Even though I wrote the lines, I've never delivered the lines. Narrator number 3, let's hear it for Maggie. And by the way, when you have a spiel and you want to include everything, you split the narrator part into 4. That's the secret. Narrator number 4, Christopher. Filling in for Marilyn, who was our Vashti, gamely, Janet is going to be our Vashti. Come on, Janet. Sit anywhere, guys. That's one of the mics. If you want to just grab that, we can kind of pass that around. Playing the pageant announcer, Shannon. By the way, it's very catty up here, so if you don't do it loud enough for one, they're all going to fight backstage. Playing King Ahasuerus, William. Now, I don't want to give him a complex, but we need to boo this guy. Playing Haman, Bruce. Guys, if you don't have a script, scripts are right here, okay? All right. Playing the lovely Queen Esther, Beverly. Playing Mordecai, he somehow had time to go to medical school while practicing for this spiel, Wayne. Now, the great thing about a spiel is kids who are in the spiel sometimes have lines they'd be a little uncomfortable speaking, but these girls are totally game. They're awesome. Beauty pageant contestant number 1, Jessa. And beauty pageant contestant number 2, Olivia. All right, come on up. And filling in for plotter number 1, we had one extra role, Angela. Where is she? By the way, plotting to kill the king is right in Angela's nature if you don't know her. Plotter number 2, Robin. That's all right, we got you. Don't worry. I think she was a little, okay, come on, Robin, don't worry about it. Nothing like putting you on the spot at Temple. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a really cool role here. So we have the king's horse is going to be played by Charlie, and his brother Carson's going to help him out a bit too. You guys come on up. There you go, Robin, sorry. All right. Okay, you guys all have, oh, you don't have a script? Wayne, you didn't memorize it? All right, so friends, this is what we're going to do. When it is each spiel member's part, they're going to come up to a mic. We have a handheld there. We have this thing. If you want to come up to the lectern, that's fine. We are going to begin our spiel, and before we do again, everyone should have a song sheet. And the song sheet, we really need you to sing. And for our people on Zoom, welcome. We want you to sing along on the internet as well. So we are going to begin our spiel, and we hope you enjoy it. Okay? Yep, narrator 1. Yep, right. You can go right in the mic, or you can use that other one. There you go.
Thank you. A long time ago, in a country called Persia, in a city called Shushan, there lived a king by the name of Ahasuerus. He had a wife named Vashti. One night, when King Ahasuerus had a party at the palace, he commanded Queen Vashti to dance for his guests.
Vashti, come dance for my guests.
Queen Vashti was a strong-minded woman who didn't take orders from anybody, even her husband, the king. She put her hands on her hips and said,
I don't think so. So, talk to the hand.
That made the king very angry. He shook his finger at her and cried,
You. Why, I oughta. How dare you ignore my wishes? Is one dance too much to ask for? You are banished from my court.
Vashti was not too fond of her husband, even if he was the king. So she replied,
As you wish. I am out of here.
I knew casting Janet was a real plus for this. All right, everyone, we're going to sing song number 1. It's on your song sheet right at the bottom and on to the next page, and we'll see if this goes as planned. Everyone have your lyrics? Come on, everybody. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Long ago in Persia, in the town of Shushan, there really was a rich king named Ahasuerus, who spent most of his days partying at his palace. He was having such a great time, this Ahasuerus. Da-da-da-dum. The king had everything. Dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. And so we sing. He had a wife named Vashti, brought her to his banquet, asked her for some dancing, this king Ahasuerus. But Vashti said no, to the king was a blow. He banished her, you know. King Ahasuerus, da-da-da-dum, had her chance, da-da-da, wouldn't dance, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da, dirty glance.
Spared no expense. Thank you. All right.
Over the next few weeks, King Ahasuerus was very lonely. He missed Queen Vashti, although he would never admit it to anyone. It was decided that there would be a beauty pageant and that King Ahasuerus would choose his new wife from among the contestants. News of the pageant was spread throughout the land, and it came to the attention of a Jewish man named Mordecai, who had a beautiful cousin named Esther. When Mordecai heard about the contest, he had a brilliant idea. If Esther entered the beauty pageant, perhaps she could win the hand of King Ahasuerus.
Welcome to the first annual Shushan Beauty Pageant. Our first contestant is a lady who loves accessorizing. She also loves reality TV and talking about herself. Please give a warm welcome to Prudence.
Hey, Prudence, could you stand over here so people can see you? We'll give you the mic. You can give Prudence a round of applause again.
I am the best, forget about the rest. I am a poet, and only I know it. Roses are red, violets are blue. You must choose me, Mr. Kingy Boo.
Okay, thank you, contestant number 1. That was very modest. Our second contestant is a social media influencer, a lady who loves mirrors, espresso, and being the center of attention. Give a nice welcome to Rumor.
Give me a Q, give me a U, give me an E, give me an E, give me an N. What does that spell? Me. No, it spells me. Hi, King. Or should I say, hubby?
Okay, that was not at all self-serving. Our third and final contestant is a local gal who likes helping others, rescuing animals, and donating to the temple annually. A warm welcome to Esther.
Your Majesty, I'd be honored to be your queen.
And the winner is Esther.
Okay, Esther, pack up. Let's go on our honeymoon.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Where are we going to go?
We just met, so let's go to Vegas. There's a lot to do there, and I have some points at the Bellagio. We'll have to stop at an ATM first. Most of my funds are tied up in priceless treasures.
No one knew at the time how Esther's good fortune would be so important in preventing a most hideous crime against the Jewish people. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Song number 2. Let's sing it, guys. I'm
Verklempt and I'm trying, though I'm losing control. 'Cause that porno you're supplying,
Ready, guys? It's electrifying! Ready? You better step up,
ooh, ooh, ooh.
'cause I need a queen.
And my heart is set on you. Better step up. Now it's time to sing. To my heart I must be true. Yes, I know that my feet
Everybody.
must be true. You're the queen of the world. You are the queen of what? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Esther, the queen of the world. You are the queen of what? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Esther, the queen of the world. You are the queen of what? Ooh, ooh, ooh.
You're the queen of need.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Michael, can we have a little more wedge monitor? Thanks, man.
One day, when Mordecai went to the palace to visit his cousin Esther, he overheard 2 guards at the palace gate plotting to murder King Ahasuerus. He hurried into the palace and told Queen Esther, who revealed the plot to the king, saving the king's life. When the king heard about Mordecai's loyalty, he ordered it recorded in the royal records.
Okay, let's put poison in the king's fish dinner.
No, he never really touches fish. He can't swim, and he's jealous.
Okay, well, let's put poison in the royal lamb chops.
No, that won't work either. The king just went vegan the other day.
Okay, let's put poison in his peanut ice cream.
No, that won't work either. The king has nut allergies.
Okay, I got it. Let's put poison in his after-dinner coffee.
That could work, but it needs to be a venti from Starbucks with 2 Splenda and cream. He's pretty specific.
Did we get the best for this spiel or what? Song number 3, everyone. If you're not familiar with SpongeBob SquarePants, that's where this one comes from. One day Mordecai heard a bad thing, an evil plot to kill the king. He went right to Esther and told her this thing.
An evil plot to kill the king.
She went to her husband and spoke of this plan.
An evil plot to kill the king.
The guards who had plotted were sent to the can.
An evil plot to kill the king.
Mordecai had saved the king. Mordecai had saved the king. Now it's official, let us sing. He saved the king. Da-da-da-da-da-da, the king. Okay.
Sometime after these things had happened, King Ahasuerus decided to show favor to a certain man named Haman. Who had somehow weaseled his way into the king's good graces and became his chief of staff. The king summoned Haman
Haman's horse, who by the way is a camel because our budget didn't allow for a horse suit. Charlie, you want to move out so everyone can see you? I know it's a little. Here he is. All right.
Haman, you are my most trusted advisor. An extreme kisser-upper. You have served me well. I'd like to know do something nice for you. What should that be?
Well, my king, I desire a promotion. I'd like to be your pleasant and non-offending chief advisor. That way, I can continue to serve your highness in an official capacity.
Sounds good. Your request is granted. Haman, you're so trustworthy.
Really? Trustworthy? There's something fishy about this Haman. I'd rather not give him a ride, but he seems more like a ghost than a teddy bear.
Oh, and my illustrious king, could I request one more tiny thing?
Why, of course. What else can I grant you?
Well, I was thinking about a night off, but anyway, could you please have everyone bow to me at the gate? You wouldn't know it, but I have a bit of an inferiority complex.
In the words of Pharaoh Yul Brynner, so it shall be written, so it shall be done.
King Ahasuerus ordered that all of those who worked at the palace gate would bow down to Haman. But while others at the gate bowed down low to Haman, Mordecai would not bow down. You see, Mordecai was Jewish. And Jews do not bow down low to anyone but God. The others at the gate told Haman why Mordecai would not bow, because he was a Jew. Haman got very angry and vowed to kill Mordecai and all of the Jews of Shushan.
Okay, song number 4. We ready, everybody? Let's do it. We're going to start by saying, bow to me. You'll see what I mean. Okay, everybody, here we go. Ready? Bow to me, bow to me, bow to me, bow to me. Come on. Bow to me, 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 bow to me. People in the chief seats.
Bow to me, bow to me, bow to me, bow.
This gullible king lets me do my thing.
I'll make them bend the knee.
Come on, Haman.
It's
my show, and yes, all will know
that the Jews will bow to me.
Take us home, Haman. You'll see
the Jews will bow to me. You'll see
bow to me, bow to me.
The Jews will bow to me.
Go ahead.
A parade
To be that will honor me, they'll say my name with glee.
A special day when the evil way, then the Jews will bow to me.
Everybody,
you'll see. The Jews will bow to me. You'll see. The Jews will bow to me.
Everybody, a whole congregation. Bow to me, 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 bow to me.
Well, everything's gone well today. I got a promotion and everyone is bowing to me. Everyone, that is, except you. What is your name?
I am Mordecai. I will bow to no one but God.
Oh, you've done it now. I will see to it that all of your people are killed. Don't mess with the Tashin.
Bring it.
Haman decided it was not enough to punish only Mordecai, but decided to destroy all of the Jews everywhere in King Ahasuerus' kingdom. He convinced the king that the Jewish people were nothing but trouble and had to be wiped out. Haman decided to purr, which means cast, sort of like throwing dice, in order to decide on which day he would take care of those pesky Jews. So the Purim were cast on the 13th day of Adar, and the day was chosen. King Ahasuerus said to Haman, "Do what you wish to these strange people, the Jews, that is my decree." So Haman sent word throughout the land to his followers, wherever they were, to kill all the Jews of Persia on the 13th of Adar. Mordecai heard the terrible news and went to see Queen Esther.
Esther, you have to help us. Only you can make the king change his mind. Only you can save our people.
I really want to help, cousin, but I'm afraid to approach the king. He can be a little grumpy, but I must do it. I must help our people.
Right.
After 3 nights and 3 days of fasting because she was so nervous, Esther decided to see her husband, the king, and break the news to him during a dinner in his honor.
Song number 5. Haman's plot to kill the Jews was some really awful news. Mordecai asked his cousin dear to help
The king and have no fear.
Esther first was scared to go to the king and tell him so. Got her courage, saw her man,
Told him Haman's awful plan.
so let's see what happens next. Esther's put to quite a test. I wonder what the queen will do. Such a tough, courageous Jew.
The 13th of Adar was approaching. Mordecai had convinced Esther that it was time she told the king about Haman's evil plot. Esther was very afraid to approach the king because she remembered what happened to Queen Vashti when she made the king angry. Swallowing her fear, she entered the king's chamber and approached him.
My dear husband, I'd like to throw a party and be sure to invite the guy Haman. He's been doing such good luck. He should be rewarded. Oh, and please have him wear that goofy triangle hat. It's very disgusting.
Ooh, goody gumdrops. A party. I love parties. Will there be clowns? How about balloons? I'm so excited. Oh, and yes, I'll make sure Haman. He's such a depressing fellow at the time, all the time. A joyous party will make him turn his frown upside down.
Oh, very good, my dear king. I'll set everything up.
Later that evening, after the party,
Esther, my dear, the party was a smashing success. I had so much fun. I promise you anything you desire.
How about another party tomorrow, my lovely beauty? And be sure to ask that nice Haman. He's such a great guy.
Sure thing. Whatever you want. The clowns were funny and the balloons were incredible. I love parties.
William's playing against type, by the way. King Ahasuerus ordered another party for the next night. Haman was invited again and was very happy until the next morning when Mordecai refused to bow down again. Haman became very angry. He complained to his wife and friends. They advised him to build a tall gallows and hang that Jewish guy Mordecai on it. Haman liked the idea and ordered the gallows to be built. Song number 6. Esther, what a smart queen, just went in to see the king. Asked him to a party where she planned to tell him everything. Made sure he invited Haman too, that way he could boil in his stew. In the town of Shushan, it's gonna be a fun time. A Haman's done time, we'll have a great old time.
That night, King Ahasuerus couldn't sleep. So, instead of counting sheep, he decided to look through all the old record books. In the books, he found the story of how Mordecai had saved him from being killed. The king wondered what had been done to honor this brave man and asked his servants. Nothing has been done, they told him. Just at that moment, Haman arrived to inform the king that he was going to have Mordecai hung on the gallows. But before he did, the king spoke.
Haman, I know you have something very important to tell me, but before you do, I have something very important to tell you. It has been some time now, and I want to reward a very loyal subject of mine.
Ah, well, my king, you shouldn't have. That's not necessary. But if you do, I suggest a lavish reward of gold and beautiful diamonds, and the honor of riding the king's favorite horse through the streets of the city.
Perfect, because the special loyal subject is Mordecai.
What?
Yes, isn't it great? And since you're the chief of staff, I'd like you to lead Mordecai through the streets of the city, riding my favorite horse.
I knew I was his favorite. I'd rather not give this awful Haman a ride, but I have no say in the story. I'm just the horse.
I know who's winning the Academy Award for this one, Charlie.
Yes.
Song number 7. We'll find out the truth tomorrow. Put aside all of Esther's sorrow. There'll be sun. It all will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom shekel that tomorrow Haman's done. Haman wanted to brag of Morty's hanging, but the king had a twist, and this will say, everybody, tomorrow, tomorrow, he's done for tomorrow. That Haman will have to pay. Tomorrow, tomorrow, can't wait for tomorrow. That Haman will have to pay.
After the king told Haman the news, he once again complained to his wife and friends, but just at that moment, guards came to escort him to the palace for that night's party. At the party, King Ahasuerus once again offers Esther anything she desires. but she wants to get to the real reason they've gathered that night.
My dear husband, I have some terrible news to tell you. Someone is threatening to kill all the Jews. That includes the royal subject Mordecai and me. I am a Jew too.
My dear, you have brought me great happiness. I don't care that you are Jewish, only that you are my loving bride. My last wife wouldn't even dance with me, and you actually throw parties for me with clowns and balloons. That's a no-brainer.
The king called Haman to his side and said, "What is the meaning of this?" Then the king urged his wife to repeat what she had told him. Esther looked straight at Haman and summed up all her courage and said,
You wicked, wicked man. I told the king about you and your plan to destroy the Jews, including me. How dare you pretend to have loyalty?
King Ahasuerus was so mad at Haman, he tried to calm down by taking a walk in the garden, while Haman tried to beg Queen Esther to spare his life.
Oh, my queen, please, it was all a big misunderstanding. Honest, I love the Jewish people, seriously. I've seen every episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I never asked Mordecai to bow before me. I was only asking him to help me because I dropped the keys to my horse.
Just at that moment, the king returned, and seeing Haman groveling with Esther, became even angrier too.
Haman! How dare you threaten my subjects? How dare you threaten my queen? I sentence you now to the gallows you built. Not a drop of Jewish blood shall be spilt. Guards, arrest him. Don't let him go far. He'll get what he deserves on the 13th of Adar. Nice angry rhythm, huh? Or rhyming, huh? Oh yeah, said Haman. Oh, and Haman, before the guards bring you to the gallows, you should also know that generations to come will be eating cookies shaped like your ridiculous triangular hat. Except most will eat the strawberry ones, and very few will eat the prunes.
Narrators, let's all stand up. The narrators, ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And so on that day, the Jews of Persia were saved, and there was light and joy and gladness. So now, on the holiday of Purim, we tell the story, dance and sing, and no matter how others may plot and scheme against us, the Jewish people's spirit will see us through. Song number 8. Want everyone grooving. Ready? Ahasuerus is the king in Shushan town. Haman, his advisor, is so mean. Mordecai's the Jewish guy that won't bow down. First is Vashti, now it's Esther as the queen. Everyone. Megillah, 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 yeah. It's all in the Megillah. Megillah, 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 yeah. It's all in the Megillah. Esther was selected to be Persia's queen. Didn't tell the king she was a Jew. Mordecai said she must be the go-between and tell the truth or else our people would be through. Megillah, 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 yeah. It's all in the Megillah.
Megillah, 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 yeah, it's all in the Megillah.
Ahasuerus couldn't sleep at all one night when he heard he saved his life. He started to see the light. Now Mordecai is riding on the king's white horse.
Haman has to lead him, so he's mad.
Everyone!
Esther tells the king and saves the Jews, of course.
And
Haman's history, so
let's hear those
everybody's
braggers!
glad. Megillah, 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 yeah,
It's all
in the Megillah. Megillah, 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 yeah, it's all in the Megillah.
And if you want some fun, read the Megillah. Pastor, we stand up. On the count of three, we're going to take a bow. 1, 2, 3. Let's hear it for our spiel. What? You want another bow? 1, 2, 3. We are not supposed to bow when you reminded me, so forget everything you just heard. Thank you, everybody. We'll let our spielniks go off the bema. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Wayne. And remember, the Jews don't bow unless it's for applause at their spiel. So friends, we're going to do the blessing after the reading. It's okay that we didn't do the blessing before, because rather than a formal Megillah reading, we did this spiel. We really hope you enjoyed it. And again, I want to thank our actors. I want to thank Michael for helping us with the sound. He was cueing all those songs, and Angela for playing 3 or 4 roles tonight. And we're going to continue with the blessing after the reading of the Megillah. It's on your sheet on the first page. I'll chant a little bit of it, and then we'll read the English together. Baruch atah Adonai, melech haolam hara v'rivenu, hadan et dinenu hanokem, et nidmaktenu hanifra lanu, mitzarenu, hamishalem gimel lechul, oyeve nafshenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Hail Hanifra Le'amo, Yisrael Michol Tzarem, Hail HaMoshiach. Let's read the English. Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who fights our battles, judges our cases, avenges our grievances, who fully repays all those enemies of our souls, and who brings us out of suffering. Blessed are you, Lord, who delivers his people from Israel, from all who oppress them, the God who redeems. And let us say, Amen. And folks, remember, before we do the end of our service, Purim is a time of joy. Tonight, after our concluding blessings, we are going to do the wine and challah up here, because then you don't have to wait for me to get downstairs, and we have a joyous meal, our sudah, with some hamantaschen. And I just want to thank everyone, not only the people in our wonderful spiel. I only say wonderful, not that I wrote it, because it made me feel wonderful, but all of you for singing and enjoying it, or at least smiling and pretending to enjoy it. Thank you. So we're going to continue in our service with Misha Berach. We turn to page 253, because even though tonight we do have joy in our hearts, we're celebrating survival, we also remember that people are in need of healing. So we'll turn to page 253. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. Pope Francis, Chelsea Tipton, Bishop Emeritus Curtis Guillory, Lawson Helms, Eleanor Crum, Don Berger, Joel Berger, Charmaine Berry, Mark Fertitta, Mike Mayfield, Chad Tupper, Bailey Hayes, Addie Armstrong, Jennifer Fontenot, Neil Early, Marilyn Manson Hayes, Carla Blum, Steve Diamond, Fred Christensen, anyone injured in the California fires, hostages in Gaza, Allison Louise Dodson, Joy Parker, David Fertitta, Christopher Hazelton, Carrie Reed, Pamela Rodriguez, Patsy Spivey. We sing Mishaberach together, middle of page 253.
Mishaberach Avotenu Makor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Makor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
And we are going to go around the sanctuary. If anyone's in need of healing and you want to say his or her name, now would be the time to say it out loud. Is that up here? Anybody else? Anybody else in the middle? Everybody? George Simon. May the blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body, spirit, and let us all say, Amen. So now we have our announcements. Going to be, do someone? Oh, Laura, that's right. Hey, Laura, come on up.
Evening. Just wanted to thank Rabbi, wonderful, and all of the participants. All of the participants were great. Angela, you and Dwight, and all the guys up there that do the Zoom. Hostesses today, Dan and Benet, and also Esterlyn and Al Dugan. Tomorrow there'll be Torah study at 9 o'clock, in person and in Zoom. On the 21st, next Friday, Rabbi will be back in person, and there'll be Torah study on the 22nd, and also on the 22nd. In the bulletin it says we'll have Havdalah, but it's not going to be potluck again. It'll be bring your own dinner, and we're going to have Jewish trivia hosted by the ABC committee. It should be a lot of fun, so RSVP for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I can't thank our friends enough for helping us with this spiel. It was wonderful. You were all equally great, right? So we are now going to continue with the prayer for the state of Israel. We're going to open the ark, so we ask you if you're able, please rise. Page 259, the prayer for the state of Israel.
Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo.
Remain standing, page 282, middle of the page. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol,
Lateit gdula yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'nemar b'hayadonai lemelech ha'oretz, bayom hahu nigei Adonai echad, u'shemo
You remain standing, page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. We remember those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, those of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those from every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. The yahrzeits of Harold D. Greenberg, Charles Miller, Ann Batzel, Minnie Falkowitz, Max H. Aber, Jenny Tooman, Hal Lawrence Gale, Brandy Johnson, Charles Mills, Doris Waldman Spector, Ione Sternberg-Ney, Louis Sheps, Jack Mechanic, Abe Elkins, Sam Hertzman, Florence Lynn Austin Holtzman, Isadora Protus, Gertrude Bender, Alice Ney, Leon R. Levy, Isaac Levin, Bessie Schuckman, Dorothy M. Lefkowitz, Julie Parker, Frida Krager, Abe Kolba, Hadassah Jacobs, Louis Schwartz, and Max Spector. And we also remember all the Israelis, including members of the IDF, who have died since October 7th, 2023. We join together on page 294 the eternal words of the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalmad yivrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayekon v'yamechon, v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya, yiparak v'yishtabak, yipa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, Shemei Kudusha Rechu, Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, v'amiran b'yalma v'imru amen. Ishlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, uyaseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, and let us say amen. So friends, we'll remain standing. We're going to do one verse of our final song. It's the very last song on your song sheet. And it does have 4 verses, but in respect to the time here, we're going to do 1 verse, and I want everyone to sing that with a lot of ruach and a lot of joy. Last song, Wicked, Wicked Man. Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and Haman was his name, sir. He lied and lied about the Jews, though they were not to blame, sir. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. And not some humming. One more time, oh, today. Oh, today will. Woo! Oh, today will. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. And not some humming tosh. And before we go downstairs, we're going to do our blessings so you can go down and start partying Purim style. Let's turn back to page 2, friends. I'm sorry, page 4. 5. Page 5. I decided on 5. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho, b'ahava uvratzon, ichilanu, zikaron lemahaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila, lemikraye kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, michol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava uvratzon, hichaltanu, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-shabbat. Imaginary wine, l'chaim. And our challah. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotz lechem min haaretz. Chag Sameach, happy Purim, enjoy downstairs. One more time for our spiel actors and everyone who made it happen. Shabbat Shalom. I gotta keep it, and then if I don't need it, I'll give it to you guys. I have to ask my wife because it's her cake.